What it do, what it is, what it ain't. Thanks for listening to the latest episode of the Get Right Podcast. Don't forget to follow and subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to get notifications of new content. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you dig? Cue the music. Yo, what it do, what it is, what it ain't. It's the Get Right Podcast, man, and we are back like we never left as always, man. And I'm rolling with two homies with me. You know, I got the brain trust, the reason why we always here, from Clubhouse to Spotify, Apple, and just brought us together with some good fellowship. Rod, man, give me 3 words, bro.
What up, though?
That's what it is, man. Detroit stand up. You already know. Mr. Misconception. DC.
This your boy DC and the place to be. Shout out to the 80s. Holla at your boy.
For sure. And you already know, man, it's your boy T. And it's Women's Month. So we got a guest. You might have heard her just laughing at Rod because he's just short and straight to the point, man. But we got the lovely Miss Ebonee Davis. What's happening?
Hey,
What is good with you? How you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm good. It's Sunday. Got finished cooking. So, I'm here.
For sure. So obviously, we wanted to have you on the show, man, because it's Women's Month. We want to highlight you because I recognize the grind, you know what I'm saying, as a mom, working, the corporate life, the hustle life on the side, and we talking legal hustle, y'all. And and obviously, you listen to the show. And I know DC can spark a lot of controversy with some of the ladies. I'm only kidding, bro. But
No, you for real. But okay.
It's needed. It's needed. The world needs me.
But
let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. But I'm gonna start with you, man. Tell us what's going on with you as a single parent. And recently you put on Twitter about co-parenting. You said co-parenting is hard. I want you to talk about that and how are you getting through that and still doing your thing.
Yes. So co-parenting is not something that I thought I was gonna deal with. Or if I did, maybe it'd be a little bit more easier.
Mm-hmm.
But it has its ups and downs. It has its days.
Okay.
But as a mom, you gotta keep pushing, right? So Here I am, like you said, single mom, working, running a couple businesses. It's hard, it's tough, but you gotta make the best of each day.
So let me ask you a question. So I heard you say 2 things there, and we talk about quite a bit from a male perspective here. One of the things that comes up a lot with, especially, some of the women that we all know, you hear that term single mom, but then you also threw out the word co-parenting. So what's the difference between classifying yourself as a single mom versus a co-parent?
So single mom, I look at as I'm a single woman with a child. I'm not in a relationship. So I am technically a single parent. Now, when it comes to the parenting of my daughter, then yes, her father is in her life, so we are co-parenting. So in that aspect, we are together.
Gotcha. Because what I hear quite often is, someone that's classifying herself as a single mom. You usually associate that with almost like a father not being in the child's life at all. So I think that's good to change that narrative to say, hey, I'm only single because I'm not currently or actively with an individual. However, my child's co-parent is in the life, because sometimes, dudes get shit on. That's for sure.
Yeah. No, definitely. Definitely. Look, I'm one of the ones that believe in, like, you'll never really hear me say, I got a baby daddy. I always say my child's father, because we got to definitely change that narrative of calling each other baby daddy and baby mama, because I'm nobody's baby mama. So I do try to keep everything as smooth as possible and use the correct terminology for stuff. so it won't get misused.
For sure. For
That's
sure.
solid. I mean, to look at it like that,
Hmm.
because like you said, the general term in our community is that. That's your baby
Hmm.
daddy. That's your
Yeah.
baby moms, bro.
And if you say
Baby
that to me,
mom's
I'm
tripping.
normal. If you say like, that's your baby daddy, I'm going to be like, that's Kennedy's father. I'm going to say something to that narrative. So I
Mhm.
definitely will correct it if it said for sure.
Okay. That's for real, man. And so you talked about some businesses. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
one of them, I know you've been doing some things from a charming side, but I want you to
Yeah.
share that what you're working on and what got you into that.
Yes. So one of the businesses I have is called The Charming Spot. That's on Facebook and Instagram. And basically, it is I make custom Apple Watch bands. So, hey, if you need one, check me out. And I also make custom beaded bracelets. So I do make keychains and like beaded wallets as well. Like, when people don't want to have to carry their keys and money and cards and stuff around, I do sell that as well. But the idea came up because um, I bought an Apple Watch band and I was like, this is just so plain. And if you know me, I'm kind of extra. So I'm like, it ain't blingy enough for me. I don't really like it. So something was like, look up some custom Apple Watch bands. So of course I went researching. I seen some people was making their own bands. And if you know me again, I'm all about the money. So I'm like, well, hey, how can I turn this into a business? So I did some research, bought some material, bought some supplies and stuff, and I started making my own Apple Watch band. And when I started posting it and seeing people in the stores always say, "Oh my God, who made that bracelet?" I'm like, here we go. Here's the money part. So I got kind of good at it, and then I just turned it into a business. And because if most women who like bling, they're gonna definitely be interested in it because it's not like the ordinary silicone band. It got charms on it. It has sparkle beads, regular beads. So if you like a little bit bedazzle in your life, then the charmer spot is for you.
Okay, for sure. For sure. So how long you been doing this? And
So the charming spot, I say probably less than like maybe 2 years. I think I had my watch for about 2 years, so a little bit less than 2 years, if not right at 2 years.
all right, shout out because we Apple Watch gang affiliates. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah.
Hey, bro, don't put me in nobody's gang, bro.
You don't have an Apple Watch band?
Oh,
Why?
I
boy.
do, but I ain't in no
Oh,
gang, man. This I don't
oh,
know.
okay. Here we
The
go.
feds might be listening, bro. You can't be doing that to me.
Listen, once you go
The
Apple, you
Rico.
are in the game. Once you got Apple, you in the game. It don't matter because you probably got an Apple iPad, an iMac. You probably got everything Apple, so you are in the Apple game.
I I got Apple everything, bro. I ain't in no gang
Okay.
though. Hey,
Oh, okay.
well, I tell
I
you, man,
mean,
like we can't be doing that on the
All right, we're
yeah,
not gang affiliated for those
nah,
who are
Yeah,
tapped
Rod
in,
looking out for that Rico now.
who
yeah,
quote
man.
unquote
okay.
tapped in. We not.
Okay.
Hey,
Hmm.
I'm caught up on snowfall now, so I'm cautious of everything, bro.
Oh Lord.
For
Oh
sure.
But
man.
yeah, that's dope though. I think knowing you for a little bit, I can vouch that you are extra. That's for sure, but not in a
Okay.
bad way. It's always love. But it's cool to see someone take what's I guess you didn't even think was a need and make it into some sort of demand. I know DC, you can speak to having multiple bands and different things for different occasions. So it's cool that you can actually do it without, spending what Apple charging like 50 to 100 or something like that per band. And I mean, there's no real creativity to the Apple
Mm-mm.
portion of it. So that's dope.
Nope.
All day. And so unfortunately, my wife is with the Galaxy crew from
Yeah.
Samsung. So are you making
A
are you
house
making
divided.
a house divided for sure? Do you have bands for those as well? The Galaxy
You
watches?
know what? Everybody asks me that, and I always tell them like, "Oh, I'm gonna research it," and I haven't yet. I have not added only because I have an Apple Watch. So when I'm making the Apple Watch bands with the connectors, I'm able to connect it to my own watch to make sure it fits. So because
Right,
I don't
right,
have an
right.
actual Samsung watch, I don't have anything to really measure it by. So that's why I'm working on it, and I had to also figure out how does their bands connect to their Apple Watch because I had to buy the connectors, of course, that fits our watches. So if the connector is like one that may not be interchangeable or I can't really take it apart, then it's going to probably be an issue. But I am going to research it for sure. But I just need to find somebody who has an actual Samsung watch and let me borrow it so I can kind of play around with it to see if I can, make some sparkle for them too. I mean, I love this.
Okay,
I love
okay,
the
okay.
Android people. I love the Android people now. I used to be one, so I don't hate on them.
All right, for sure. I'm gonna see if my wife got an old watch or something. But
Yeah,
I know she gonna appreciate the love.
tell
So
her I
not
got her.
so not only do you do watch bands in the past, you've also had multiple ventures. And a couple weeks ago, we had a individual on here, Dame Solo, that talked about going through multiple businesses and multiple failures before he was able to find something that stuck for him. Talk about some of those things that you've tried in the past. You actually have a business for your daughter that was out there for a little bit as well, which is pretty dope. But
Yeah.
talk about some of those things that led you to kind of find something that's sticking for you, or have you found something that's sticking for you?
So you are right. I did start my daughter's business. It's called Kids Glam Closet. So y'all can check it out on Instagram and Facebook. It's still there. Um, there is challenges to where, when you have to order inventory, package orders, and just organize your actual workspace, it can be a lot. And sometimes, on the weekends, we only get 3 days, or technically one day seem like for the weekend. So you got to kind of know how to manage your time. So Kennedy's business was open for about 2.5 years. We did really good. Now I did start that business just based off of me having loved my daughter. Again, me being extra. So we sold like sparkle purses, earrings, jewelry, um, things like that. Anything that sparkled, she basically had it. Hair bows, bracelets, all that type of stuff. So I thought that would be like so perfect with me having my first daughter and just basically blinging her out. I thought that would be a really, really good start. So when I started the business, I really didn't even realize it would have grown as much as it did. But again, I got slack, I could say, without ordering new inventory and just kind of, let the weekends just kind of bypass. And once you let stuff bypass for a while, it kind of just goes away in your brain. And then I did start noticing that a lot of other kids, parents were starting the same type of business. So then you had competition. Competition to me, I don't really focus on because I feel like you have your own followers. So it's not like just because, let's say T daughter starts a business, I can't have that same business because everybody, shops with whoever they want to shop with. But it just becomes harder when there's just so many people doing the exact same thing, or the pricing, like, hey, their price is $10 cheaper than yours. Why is yours so much higher? But people don't realize is that depending on how much you pay for the vendor, depends on what your price point is going to be. So I feel like it was me that fell off a little bit without ordering her new products and stuff. So, we still do have products here. I do try to sell it here and there, but I haven't really promoted it as much as I should. But I definitely can say having your own business, it is a lot of hard work, and you definitely do have to organize yourself and just keep pushing. Because if not, once you take a couple, weeks of breaks, it's almost like a done deal, honestly. And that's what I found for myself. That is just like a done deal.
So speaking on that, where do you get that motivation? Because it sounds as if you've had some that's worked, some that haven't worked, and that just kind of comes with the game. But
Yeah.
so many times when people try something new, or they venture out, and maybe it doesn't work out the way they would have liked, then you kind of up. The average person, I would say, kind of shrinks back into their comfort zone and sticks to that.
Hmm.
But they're just listening. It sounds as if you know you try this, you may scale back and then bounce back, and you basically always coming back. Where does that motivation come from? Like that entrepreneurial spirit?
Um, I love money. And I know people like everybody loves money. No, I love money. And I always look at everything as a hustle. I don't care if I see somebody doing something, I'm like, dang, that's kind of smart. How can I make money? Because I really do feel like I'm not supposed to work at nobody's job. I told my dad years ago, I'm like, Daddy, look, I'm retiring at 30. And he's like, nah, you ain't gonna retire at 30. But I have to really kind of prove a point to him. So I got to find something that's gonna help me retire because I don't want to work on nobody's job. So my mind just really goes to just money. Like, how could I make money off of doing this particular thing? Now, what I have learned is that with my mindset looking at how to make money or make fast money, sometimes it could be a bad deal because if it's not something that you really love to do, then it'll fail. You know, you may make money at that time because you're just not starting something, but then you're going to end up failing because it's not really what you love to do. You're just looking at the money aspect of it.
Yeah, that's real.
So you just got to balance the need for resources and your passion.
Yes, I do. I do.
And it's good advice. Like I think DC has said it multiple times that, entrepreneurship is not something that's for the faint and weary, right? Is not
Mm-mm.
as simple and easy as some people like to portray it to be. Like it's not life sitting on the beach. It's truly one, finding something that you have passion for and sticking to it. And
Yeah.
grinding even when
And
you're not making money through it.
another big thing too is I've learned that when you work a full time job, and let's just say you are a parent or you just work a full time job, you have a busy schedule and you're trying to be an entrepreneur, it does make it very hard because you don't really have enough, you don't feel like you have enough time in the day to get through anything. Now, on the flip side, if you worked a part time job or didn't work at all, then you have more time to sit down and kind of get things going. But when you only have that 1 hour out of the day where you're like, hey, I'm going to just sit down and just work on my business, it just seems like it's never enough time to do so. So sometimes I do say, if you start a business, definitely make sure it's something that you want to do to get you to not have to work that 9 to 5, because when you're a real full-time entrepreneur, you really need as much time as you can when it comes to a business. Like every minute counts.
Yeah,
That's
key,
a fact.
right? Do what you really want to do, right? Like
Want
you
to do.
said, that
Yep.
passion, not just something
Mm-hmm.
that you seen that looks cool on TikTok or
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Instagram. You be like, oh, that look cool. I'm gonna do that. It's like you're not
Yeah.
really. There's no love in it for you. You're just doing it
No.
because you just thought it was a cool 15-second video. So like,
There you go.
I agree with you on that, and and I hope anybody who listening, what I'm saying, like it's like, hey, this is where I really want to be at, where your heart lands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So you ever partner with anybody, Ebony? Like as far as like maybe joint ventures or any thoughts on that?
I did partner with a old friend. We did a hair business back in the day, and I ain't gonna lie, it was successful. We flipped our money, we made our money. But sometimes when you partner with people, you need to know first off who you partner with. Um, Definitely, maybe a contract or just make sure you have something in writing of what and how things are supposed to go. Because I felt like me and her were both moms at the time. She was going through her situation, and I feel like we never really took that much time together to do the business. So I feel like it was either one or the other doing stuff, and it was never together. Yes, we made the money back, but I think it could have been more successful if we both was full forcefully into the business. But we, like I said, we had our own issues going on, or own individual issues going on at home. So I feel like it didn't really work out as I wanted it to. But I would definitely say just know who you partner with. Get a contract if you can, but you can't partner with
There it
everybody.
is. There it is.
now how is your relationship with that individual now?
Um, I mean, we say hey on Facebook.
Sounds like not as strong as it was, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we say hey on Facebook.
yeah. But that's important, right? Because and I say that because when you talk about business and friends, that doesn't always correlate together. Like, us three even talk about that behind the scenes of like if we wanted to branch this thing out, how it would go. And ultimately, like money is the root of all evil in a lot of cases.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get into business with someone, you've seen time after time, that you got to put friendship almost to the side and work strictly on
Mm-hmm.
business. So, like you said, a contract is important. Establishing
Yep.
whose responsibilities are what up front are important. Establishing what
Mm-hmm.
are the ground rules and what are the non-negotiables up front is important. Like all of those things, when you're talking about partnerships and um, even maybe branching out into corporations with individuals, those things are, it's invaluable. You have to be able to establish those things up front. And unfortunately, not a lot of people do that. They think the friendship will carry the business, and
Yeah,
that's not
and it
how
doesn't.
business works.
Mm-mm. Actually, it'll end the friendship if it's done the wrong way.
For sure.
Big facts. Big facts.
Mhm.
Yeah. But random thought, you know me, random
Yeah,
thought, right?
let's go.
Double R.
Let's go.
But thinking about entrepreneurship and the time you have to put into it. And then you think about like the drug game and the time you have to put into that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
The fence is
also,
listening.
Yeah, we listen. What
Right.
you about to get? What you about to say,
Yeah.
Rod?
He don't want to claim the
But
Apple gang, but he gonna talk about his work.
Oh,
He gonna
okay.
talk about that fish scale, but not the Apple gang.
but look, no, I'm gonna say something educational for the kids, man. This is real life. But
Okay.
All right.
you know, what I mean, an OG once told me when I was around some OGs to talk like this, but young blood, this game is cutthroat for one, right? Which entrepreneurship can be as well business, and just the parallels of what it takes to be a successful businessman, successful street hustler. There's a lot of
Mhm.
similarities. The biggest difference and I think 50 said this, I believe it was 50, don't quote me on this, but 50 said the time you spend in the dope game between, the corner hours, between jail time, between all the things that go into what makes someone get money in that game, you're coming out making less than minimum wage. So the risk is not worth the reward, right?
Mhm.
And I believe that was 50. And with entrepreneurship, right, at the end of the day, there's sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice in order to be successful? Because you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to sacrifice something. And a lot of times up front, the sacrifice is time. You're going to have to
Yep.
sacrifice time a lot in order to make that business successful in the long run.
Man, big facts. So definitely checking out the page from the Charming Spot and everything. You doing your thing. We hit on a baby mama versus a baby daddy versus a father or a mother of my
Mhm.
child, right? There's a nice little video circulating out here on social media with a nice, I'm gonna say a nice young man it's letting any woman that he encounters.
Well, he ain't nice, but okay.
That's why
Ooh.
you heard the tone. That's why when I said that.
Nice is in the eye of the beholder, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I said nice young man is what
Uh,
what sister so and so would say at church. But
Okay.
All right.
obviously he made a video and let everyone know, like, hey, if I'm encountering you, me and you, we link up. It is what it is. I ain't using no condom.
mhm.
If you get
Mhm.
pregnant, it's on you because I told you that I ain't want no kids. And right now he has about 7 or 8 kids,
Mhm.
and he
7
said
kids.
7.
7.
Yeah, 7.
And he let it be known, like, hey, if you trying to contact me for
With 7 women,
support,
to be clear. To be with
yeah,
7 different
that's
women.
true. He's 7 for 7.
Yeah.
And so any of these 7 young ladies try to reach out to him, you're not gonna hear back from me because I told you I didn't want the child. I told you I'm not gonna be there physically, mentally, emotionally, none of that. I told you that once I shot the club up, but it was on you to have that kid.
And
And
I think
yeah,
also he said he was down to help with like a plan B or an abortion or
Yeah.
some sort of
yep.
Yep. Yep.
yeah. So he's like,
Yeah.
hey,
He said I was willing to
let's
pay for the abortion in the plan B, but they decided to continue through with it. And T, you know what? Before we jump in this
Yeah,
topic, we were pretty fired up in our little text chain
I
about this.
was.
So I want to get your thoughts first, bro. I want to hear what you got to say first in person, live on the
Oh yeah,
air, bro.
yeah, yeah, bro. I'm stand on what I said, bro. I thought it was corny. I thought it was a cornball move. Um, and I'm standing in the position of as a father
Of a
and
daughter.
so, of a daughter too.
Mm,
And so daughters plural. And so with
Mhm.
that being said, like I thought it was just a cornball move. And one of the main things is that, like, bro, you telling me, and I said it on the chat, bro, telling me you the poster child for STDs too. So
Mm.
now you going around doing all these things, bro. You're the poster child for STDs. You're the poster child for what what that looks like in our community when we talk about all diseases, just shooting at the club, doing all these things. Yeah, he made it evident that, oh yeah, I told you, I give you a plan B. I'll help you out with this. My guy, my N word. You still out here, bruh. You are jumping in the rain with no raincoat on, bro. So you spreading all kind of things throughout the community, G. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Hmm.
you receiving it and you spreading it, or you're spreading it out. So I I can't stand on that, bro, because that's lethal too. We
Yeah.
known in the past where it was men. That was just a guy years ago. He got life because he was going around doing it intentionally, bro, and that's intentional.
That's
Yeah.
So
Well,
let
intentional.
me
Is
well,
it
ask you,
Bro.
intentional?
Yes, bro.
but
It's
well,
intentional, bro, because he said he's not using a condom, bro.
well.
That's
From
not intentional though. Like,
from.
because I think the difference is if a person has HIV and they know it and they
Mhm.
willfully take certain actions, that's.
That's
But my thought
intentional.
is, I'm gonna assume that this man doesn't think he's burning. You
Yeah.
know what
He
I'm
don't
saying?
think he burning, but we all don't think we, bro.
Well,
I don't think I got a torn ACL, but my knee hurt.
well. I'm gonna tell
You
you.
know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you
I don't know about that one.
from a younger. I talked to some younger people, man, and I'm not going. I'm gonna try not to generalize all younger than me. I know I'm an old head now, but for those who are in the younger generation, bro, condoms are plummeting, bro. That stock price is going down. So
Oh
that's just
wow.
like the norm right now, from what I'm hearing. You know what I mean? So I don't think he's out of the ordinary in that situation. Now maybe shooting up the club, like pull out game, dog. Just pull out, my guy. I think I said that a couple
Yeah, you
seasons
did.
ago. Like, end of the day, just if your pull out game not strong, you better do something else, bro. But um, yeah, I just want to chime in on that. So
but
condom prices
but
are
look,
dropping.
let me ask. See, are you saying that he's corny? But are you saying that he's wrong for what he's doing, or is it the woman's fault?
So it's a two-way street. Like you know what I mean? It is a two-way street. But I think the way he put the video out like that was just kind of like a cornball move, man.
Corny.
Like
Okay.
yeah, it was just kind
Hmm.
of corny to me. So that's where I'm standing on it. But as a young lady, because you seen the video too
I
as
did.
well. So
I did.
as a young lady, I would love to hear we would love to hear your take, and then of course Rod and DC, I want to hear y'all too.
Yeah. So I did see the video. I think. I mean, he's not wrong for what he said. I mean, if he said that to you and you still decided to move forward and have sex with him unprotected, then I feel like that's the woman's fault as well. But also, I feel like me personally, if I talk to you and you say you have 4 kids, we're probably not going to do anything anyway. It's probably going to be a done deal. I mean, that's just me. But I definitely feel like if he told you up front and you still decided to move forward and then you still decided to have the baby, then that's her fault.
DC said a magic word that he says on every season, at least one or two episodes a season. He says a word. What's that word, DC? You said
I don't know. I say
Accountability. What he said. What
accountability.
he
I don't
said.
know.
accountability, man.
Oh
Accountability.
yeah,
Right.
for
Yeah,
sure.
man.
Most
Accountability.
definitely.
Yeah, that is
Most
my favorite
definitely.
word.
Uh,
Yeah, that is my favorite
Most
word, bro. I'm
definitely.
gonna tell you, man.
And
Go ahead, El. What you got?
I want to say another thing is too is that sometimes as women we got to know we in certain more than normal certain circumstances we're going to be the primary parent and we're going to be the ones that's going to be left taking care of the kids. So again, as a female, as a woman, you have to really think this through. He already has multiple kids and he's telling you, I don't want any more kids. Don't come to me with none of that. Then I feel like as a woman, you have to stand and say, hey, do I really want to have a child who has multiple kids who's telling me he doesn't want my child if I have one? And then you still decide to have it and he's offering you to get rid of it? I'm with you, DC. That is accountability. You have to, you know what you're doing at this point. You're not a kid, you're not a child. So you have to make the right decision knowing if I have sex with him and I try to put him on child support or whatever the case may be, it's a done deal. He's telling me up front in my face that he doesn't want any kids.
mm.
So why would you
Now,
take that risk and do that?
now,
Yeah.
do you think that it's because, and I don't know if this is a woman trait, but I've heard it quite a bit. Like, it will be different for me. I can change him. I can be the one that make him take care of this child. You know what I mean? Like, there's
No, no, that ain't
okay.
for me. So let me tell you a little bit about me. I'm one of them people. Rod probably can know. I'm a female, but sometimes I think like a dude sometimes. And no, you have to still look at stuff in a certain light of what reality really is. All that fairy tale Tyler Perry movie stuff, that's not real. You have to look at it in real life
There
of
we
what's
go.
going to happen. You
Preach.
can't look at stuff the wrong way. You can no woman will ever change a man. You may change him for the first couple of years, but he's bound to do what he wants to do when he wants to do it.
Nobody can change anybody but themselves. Like, that's the
Right.
That's
only
it.
person
Big
that can
facts,
change
big
it.
facts.
That's it.
That's facts.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I say I feel the probably exact opposite of T, man. I say protect this man. Protect this man at all costs. You know what I'm saying? And if you are a father with daughters, you should appreciate a man like this. Yes, I said it. You should appreciate a man like this. This is a man who is telegraphing his move. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about a man who, because furthermore, let's to dive more into the video. He also said like these chicks he got pregnant, they wasn't together. These weren't relationships. He wasn't in love. He didn't promise them the world or anything. He was just, you want some of this raw meat? And she said, yeah. And 9 months later, here we are. You know what I'm saying? So like, my thing is, there's so many men out here. There's so much, we know the game. You know what I'm talking about? We know the game. And there's so many men out here running game. This man ain't even running game. Like that's what you want. This is easy. This is textbook. You know what I'm saying? So like, I have a daughter. She is about to be 20 very soon. And I would like to think that I have raised her to where if a man tells you about himself, believe him. Believe him.
Yeah.
Especially something like this. We're not even talking about, he ain't playing Donnell Jones in the background talking about how he gonna change your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, he telling you what it is. Believe him.
I don't think.
Now T said that the video was corny. So you're right. Him saying that I'm pretty sure when he probably posted the video, he probably didn't expect it to go as far as it did. Now the video, it is corny because why are you saying that? But because that should be between you and the people who you had sex with.
Nah, tell the world.
I do agree.
Tell the world.
He did the right thing by telling all these females.
Tell everybody. It's a warning. It's a warning.
Yeah, you're right.
It's almost like it's like a sex offender.
okay.
It's like a sex offender registry. Like if you a sex offender, you have to register. If you move into a neighborhood, you got to tell all your neighbors, I like little boys and girls. Not me. Just to be clear, don't try to make no sound bite out on the internet. You know what I'm saying? But you have to broadcast your, if you're a sex offender, and that's essentially what he did. I applaud that man. He made it easier for my daughter. He had made it easier for T's daughters.
Yeah.
He made it easier for Ebonee's daughter. Like, bruh, protect this man. Now, mind you, I don't subscribe to anything that he's saying, just to be clear. What I subscribe to is the transparency.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The man's transparent. He told you he ain't about nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you chose to have a baby. There's got to be accountability there. So I loved it, bro. I loved it. I thought it was entertaining. I loved reading the comments. The comments was better than the video. It's crazy how many like people are like treating this man like he's doing something to these people. I mean, he's not graping these women. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are consensual encounters. And bro, I'm gonna tell you, bro.
We gotta hope what he's saying is true. We need to see the females because we need to make sure they can confirm that yes, he did.
I said that.
I
decided of the story
to do that because he may be saying that, but I'm pretty sure out of 7 baby mamas, 2 of them may get that same message. So we need to talk to them.
I don't think so. We could, but this is my thought. Unless we have some reason to believe he's lying, which we don't, we got to take what he's saying at face value. You know what I'm saying? And if we take it at face value, because this is the thing, if it was a lady saying some kind of controversial statement, we would be expected to take what she says at face value. You know what I'm saying? So we got to give a man that same courtesy.
Equality.
That's right.
That we don't know if he's telling the truth. Really, we just taking what he say because people do stuff for likes and views nowadays. So
Ooh.
we would
We
need to
do. We
we
do.
need
But
to
I'm going
see
to tell you
all
this.
everything.
I've been a single man. T been a single man. Rob been a single man. I don't know how y'all kick y'all's game or what have you, but I've never been the type to tell somebody something just to
Let,
get in some draws.
let's
Like
Never.
let's have
I can honestly
let's
say
have a
that.
family, girl.
Never.
No,
Yeah, I can
no,
honestly say that.
no.
You know what I'm saying? Now I didn't shot my shot. I won some, I lost some. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't never had to be like, baby, I love you and we gonna be together forever just to get me some.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right hand to God, I've never been on that kind of time.
And
And
man,
and
but
I don't think I'm that special. So if
Mhm.
I ain't did that and it sound like Rod ain't did that, then I have every reason to believe that this man ain't doing that. And oh, by the
Got a
way,
point.
we Rod did just say that we now in the day of time where condom prices going down. Single parenthood, we talked about that. Single parenthood is on the rise, especially in the black community. I think 2/3 of all black
Ooh,
children
man,
are born to single parent homes.
Yep.
So
it's rough. It's rough.
yeah,
It's
I
rough.
mean it's
Let me tell
choices.
you.
It's
I'm gonna say
choices.
this. I've seen off my Facebook page, and I hate to see this, but I see a lot of times where a lot of women are, like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. So happy, showing the dude everything happens, and I swear within like that first year, it's kind of like, f my baby daddy. I don't need, and it's just like, what happens that the new norm is becoming a single parent, and these fathers don't like nothing happens. Like it's no type of consequence besides child support, maybe if you can catch him, find him, or if he even has a job. Like, why is that such a normal thing nowadays? I want to know.
I think
I,
DC said it earlier, and I mean it goes both ways too. Somebody will show you who they are. You just got to believe them, right? Like there's going to be a time where there may be people out there that's opposite of DC and I that may be telling women whatever they want to hear just to get it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And then once it's done, like the catch is
That's
over.
it.
I need to
Mm-hmm.
move on to the next chase. You know what I mean? So I think when you start, one, you got to give people time because
Mm-hmm.
it takes time for someone to show you who they are. Like, except for my
Mm-hmm.
man right here, like there's some people that's going to show you immediately, but usually you got to cut the grass a little bit before somebody really start to show who they are. And once
true.
you
Right.
trim that grass and see the snakes start to come out, believe they a snake, man. Don't think it's a lizard, bro. It's a snake. If a snake is a snake,
Right.
it's a snake. So I think that's part of it. And I don't know. Like I don't know how. Like just looking at my babies, and I love my boys to death. Like I will literally die for them and do
Mm-hmm.
whatever I can to protect him. I can't imagine being a father, seeing my little cubs, and saying, "Nah, I'm just gonna walk away." Like I can't
Mm-hmm.
even envision how that feeling because I tell you what, I never knew what true love was until I laid eyes on my first child. And
There you
from
go.
that moment on, I knew what my purpose is, and that's to make sure he and now his brother are good for life. Whether me and my wife are together or not, let's say we
Mm-hmm.
something happened and we split, they're protected from me at
Mm-hmm.
all times. You know what I mean? And I think, T and DC may feel the same way. I don't want to speak for
No,
them, but I
you speak for me, bro.
yeah,
I'm
I
with you.
feel they will be the same way. Like I don't understand how you run out and let your kids suffer. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
shit just is mind blowing to me.
I was gonna say a lot of people will probably say, it's been done to them and their family, or they haven't really seen true love. But think about it. Sometimes you may have a two-parent household, but you may not get the love that you really feel like you should have had. So then when you have your own, you really don't even know. Like you said, when you seen your son, you knew like, man, love at first sight. But some people
Mhm.
see their kid and just be like, okay, you're just a baby, you know? So
Yeah.
it's crazy to say, but unfortunately it's happening. So we
Well,
gotta do something.
I guess people are different though because look, and I put it out there. I didn't grow up in a household. We said I love you every day and talked about
Mhm.
our feelings and all that. Like that's and I'm scarred to this day for it. Not scarred in a bad way, but I'm not a open feeling emotional type of guy. Like it's just not me. But when you meet my mom and my pops, you'll be like, oh, that's why he's like that. But I treat my kids differently. You know what I mean? I tell my kids I love them every single day, multiple times a day. So
Right.
I guess it's all on how you approach it, because now I would feel as a father, you want to fill the voids that you didn't have as a child into the next generation and bringing up better. Like my parents did the best they could, bro, and I will never,
Right.
never put them down. But what I mean, there's certain things that you learn as an adult. You're like, damn, I didn't do that. You know what I mean? My spouse, her family was more open in saying I love you and ate dinners together and stuff. So now those are things that like, oh damn, that's pretty dope. Huxtable style. Let me implement that. You know what I mean? So all right, let me get off my soapbox, y'all. Y'all
Now
got
I
it, bro.
feel you. I have a question with all that though.
Yeah.
So what I want to know is, considering everything that we've talked about, as far as single parenthood and whatnot, why are women choosing to be single mothers? Because the man doesn't really have a choice. Whether a man wants to have the baby or not. If a man wants to have the child, a woman can say, "Nah, I'm gonna eat this Plan B," or "No, I'm about to hit this clinic up. I don't care what you want to do," or vice versa. If he says, "I don't want this baby," she can choose to keep it. So when you look at single parenthood, it really is solely in the lap of our ladies. So that's my question: is why are women choosing in droves to be single parents?
I don't sometimes think it may be a choice. It may just be things that just happens. But I do feel like what you're saying is that we do have the say so and everything because we're normally are the ones that get left with everything. You know what I'm saying? If the
Right.
roles was flipped, I think it'll be the same thing. But I think women get left with the baby, with the bills, with everything that comes with having a child. And I think that that's why it's kind of like, well, what the mom says kind of goes. I mean, I hate to say, but that's just really what it is. Now, for me, I don't like being aggravated. I'm one of the ones that I'm just chill. I'm cool. I don't like the extraness. So if it come with all that, then I do it by myself.
Mm.
So you
I do it
feel
by
that
myself.
kind of like en masse, women would rather not deal with
The father.
whatever conflict that could come with 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 maintaining a nuclear family, and it would instead rather do it themselves.
Right? Yeah. Because like we said a couple minutes ago, it you never truly know a person. And I tell people this all the time. When I had my daughter, and people always like, "Oh, how was it when you had your daughter?" I told people the first thing I said is, "Listen, if you are in a relationship, it tests the relationship out because it's something new for one, and again, in most men's mind, the women's going to take care of everything. We're going to wash the baby. We're going to wash the balls. We're going to wash the clothes. We're going to nurture the baby, and it's like everything falls back on us. But if you are with someone who cares and loves you and a baby, then they're going to help you out. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes when you have that baby, you kind of see what type of man you're now dealing with because they leave everything for you to do. And it's not always fair, nor is it always right.
Mm.
So I think that sometimes when you have a baby and you kind of see the action that the father may be giving, you may just be like, I can do this by myself without the aggravation of the part. Because you got to think about it. If I come to you and say, hey, babe, can you, go watch the baby's bottle? Well, I'm tired. I got to work. I work 12 hours. It's always going to be a conflict. And it's like, I don't want to argue. I just need you just to help me with the baby. But, and again, in some men's mind, they feel like the woman is the one who has to do every single thing. And we are human. We get tired. We get drained. We
Hmm.
just need a little bit of help. And sometimes they don't want to help because they just assume that the mom takes care of everything. And that's not how it works.
The overwhelming majority of the prison population came from single parent homes.
Hmm.
Like 80%, something crazy. Like it's an
Hmm.
astronomical number. Like I guess my thought is, at what point as parents do we say, you know what, I'm going through whatever aggravating time, but statistically speaking, if my child grows up in a single parent home, they're more likely to go to prison. If a child grows up in a single parent home, they're less likely to inherit wealth. You know what I'm saying? Like, culturally speaking, you look at other cultures, they pass
Mm-hmm.
real estate down, assets down. In our culture, we do not. In fact, in our culture, we often pass down debt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And that is often associated with a non-nuclear family. I guess my thought is, at what point do we say, okay, my days, my life, or whatever it might be, it might not always be peaches and cream, but I've made my choice. I'm a grown man, I'm a grown woman. At what point do we say, you know what, it's not about me, let me do better for man? Let me do better for baby
Shout
girl.
out, man.
Yeah,
Man,
shout out to man. You know what I'm saying?
wow.
Every boy had that nickname by
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah,
I never did, man.
yeah.
Never did the
I
man
never
game.
had the name, but
Nah.
I heard it.
I've
You
never
already know.
had it, but yeah, everybody knows a man.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody know one.
My wife's
Junebug,
nephew.
man, all them.
Yeah,
My
So
wife's
let me
nephew.
ask let me ask you a question, DC. So do you think it matters whether it's a two-parent household, but then also versus a co-parenting healthy relationship? Do you think that'll make a difference?
100%. And to be clear, I'm also speak from experience. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've contributed to the issue that we're speaking on. You know what I'm saying? I've
Mhm.
co-parented
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
have dealt with all the drama that's come along with it. Um, but and with that being said, I'm married. To uh, a lovely lady now, and we're looking to to move forward and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But um, absolutely, and this is not even my opinion per se. The stats show it. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Kids who grow up in two-parent homes almost across the board have it better than a kid who grows up in a single parent home, whether it's the man or the woman raised as the custodial parent.
Mm-hmm.
Co-parenting is a happy medium,
Mhm.
but the upper echelon in terms of giving the child a chance at a successful life is a two-parent home.
I
So
would
did
I would love to see the stats maybe 5 years from now, because looking at social media and how a lot of women are changing their mindset of, like, for example, me, I'm a single parent, but again, I co-parent. But in my mind, I'm going to break that cycle of saying that my child won't be successful because she is in a one parent household. So I think it really depends on the parent itself, who's going to say, hey, I'm going to break that chain of saying I have to be in a two parent household in order for my child not to, be a statistic.
Yeah, and I have no doubt that you would, Ebony, but you're talking about a sample size of one versus a sample size spanning back 30 to 40 years of millions. Like there's
mhm.
no, I don't know if there's much of a comparison there. I mean,
I it,
co-parenting has been a thing for
It's healthy
decades.
though. I think the key word that she said was healthy though. It has to be
Mm-hmm.
healthy.
But what I'm
well,
saying is, I don't. What would change in the next 5 years that hasn't gone on the last 40 years?
mhm.
Go ahead,
The
Rod. I know you about to jump
generation.
in.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Rod.
No, I was gonna say like we're talking about two parent households, but not all people are created equal, right? Like some people are just trash parents. Like that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
make
That's
it to
fair.
where there's two people in the house. It's gonna increase that person's odds. I get the stats, what the stats say, but shit, just because somebody is in the house don't mean they're physically there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and that makes a
Mm-hmm.
difference. So I do think that, look, every child needs both a male and a female model, right?
Mm-hmm.
They need someone in their life to play those roles on a consistent basis, because you have to be able to see both roles, right? Because as much as, we like to say the whole boss bitch and I'm an independent woman, or I don't need no man and all that stuff, yeah, you do. If you got a son, yeah, you do need a man, right? Because a woman is not well equipped enough to raise a man. Have they done it? Yes. Have they done really the best they can at raising a man? Yes. But you need a male figure in order to make sure that man is growing into his full potential, because there's certain things that women just don't understand. Like we speak two different languages, and I've said that multiple times on this pod. Is we speak different languages, and in order for me to truly get what I need someone that can speak my language in the times that I need them to speak my language. You know what I mean? And shout out to the mothers who's had to do that, but that doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it the most effective way of raising somebody. And vice versa. Like I think for a man, you need a woman. Like a daughter needs some sort of mother figure that can talk in her language and be able to explain those emotions. I can't, like if I had a daughter, I couldn't explain to her what her emotions are or like what a period. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think there's a beauty in having both figures consistently in that child's life. And I think that's what makes the difference.
Right. That's why I said is the difference between having a two-parent household and then a healthy co-parenting, because sometimes when we think that, like, there's people, and we all know there's people right now that's together that may not be happy, but they're doing it for the child. But at the end of the day, a child can sense when stuff is may not be right, but you're saying because you want it to look like mommy and daddy are happy, but the child really knows. So my thing is, for me versus like being in that situation, I'd rather have a healthy co-parenting situation versus making something seem like it's not, and then you know the child, trust me, the child's gonna know.
Mm-hmm.
The child would definitely know. So I think anything that's healthy, I feel like would suffice for them getting the benefit of having the mother and the father figure, whether like in
Mm-hmm.
like DC said, whether it be biological or not. I think having that healthiness is what's really needed nowadays.
For sure. And what's the blue face girl
Oh
name?
Lord.
What's her name?
Toxic.
Krishan. Yeah,
Yeah,
toxic. That's good. Yeah.
they
They
about to
both
have a
toxic.
baby. Look, they about to have a baby.
Man.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like,
Yep.
you know what? I ain't gonna speak no negativity on their situation or their child. Hopefully, their child comes and I don't know. God bless that child, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
man. I hope it. Yeah, I hope it's some peace there for sure.
But you don't want that type of situation. You don't want a child growing up in
Mm-mm.
that type of environment.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Nah. And just to be clear, there is no perfect household.
No,
But I would say an unhappy two-parent household, statistically speaking, is still better than a single-parent household. You know what I'm saying? Because there's just only so much one person can do. Bro, there's only so
Mm,
much that one
oh,
person can do.
I gotta research that,
I
DC.
gotta
I don't know
look
You
that
about
know
up
what
that one.
too. I gotta
I'm
look
saying?
that up,
yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
look it up, and we can get
I
back
get,
to me. I
yeah.
guarantee you're
I
gonna be
mean,
like, dang, I can't believe that.
but look, I get what the stats say. I have to challenge that though. I don't think the odds are different in a unhappy two parent household because again, shit. Like what if the pops is whooping the mom ass or the mom is whooping the pops? That happens too, right? Like
Yeah,
vice versa. You know what I mean?
But this is the thing; those are very extreme and rare cases. And this is what I
Mhm.
mean: domestic violence is a thing.
It
But if
is.
you count up all the relationships and all the marriages and whatnot that happen throughout the country, domestic violence is not like on the forefront. Like, and I don't know the numbers, but I would
Mhm.
wager, I don't know, domestic violence has an effect of maybe what 15% of households. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Something
I
like
would
that.
need to
No more than 20. And I think 20 is super high. But
I need
I
to
would
see the
say
new stats.
15% or less.
I
You know what I'm
gotta
saying?
see the
So
new
what I mean
stats.
is it happens, but let's not act like half of America husbands is going home just beating their wives up. Like
Yeah.
women ain't just walking around
But
with
it's
black eyes, y'all,
but you know what? But
on a regular basis.
it's even more than that though. Like like that's the extreme. Yeah, I give you that. That's the extreme of domestic violence. But there's also verbal abuse. There's also
emotional,
infidelity.
mental.
You know, what I mean, there's
Mhm.
a lot that goes into it,
And that
and
happens in single parent homes too. More so.
I
More
can't, I
so.
can't, I can't say more. So, like,
It
I'm
does
looking at,
because as a parent you're
but I'm looking
stretched
at,
thin.
bro. I'm looking at my situation. I ain't gonna go into you know, I don't talk about my feelings and stuff, but like, we had some stuff that go on in my household, bro. That you know, what I mean, it changed my outlook of a lot of things. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Mhm.
And the environment that I grew up in, like y'all heard about it. Like Detroit is a tough place. It's a tough area to grow up in, and I don't think my survival rate would have increased if I had a single parent household versus the two parent household I was raised in. I don't think my chances would have been any different. Like it was all a personal choice. Like those were my choices that I had to make growing up. It wasn't on my parents. You know what I mean? Like Detroit is crazy, bro. I don't think y'all understand that. Like it's T might know. Like, but when I was coming up, it was a man, it was nuts. And shout out because tomorrow 313 day, but shout out my city. I love my city, 100%. But it for sure is a dog eat dog type of place. And again, I don't think my survival rate would have increased nor decreased if I only had one parent in the household. So I get what the stats say, but I'm going off of what I've seen. I've seen single parent household children come up to become very successful individuals, you know what I mean? And the center of Schoolcraft, bro, like from Schoolcraft to 7 Mile to wherever, Joy Road, I've seen people that come up from those situations make it out, bro. And that I can't say that for everybody. I've seen people with two parent households that did not make it out, that made God bless the dead, that aren't here anymore because they couldn't figure out their life. You know what I mean? That decision is on them. That's not on the parents. So I get what you're saying, bro. But look, bro, I'm from a different place, bro.
I get it, man. Let me ask y'all this. Has anyone here ever seen $10 million cash? Like actually seen it, like seen hundreds of dollar bills to the point there's $10 million in cash. Has anybody physically seen that?
No.
Nah.
Not me.
But we still know it exists. And if I came on this platform and I said, bro, I ain't never seen no 10 million, so I don't think it's real. Y'all be like, what? DC, you tripping? So my point is, bro, I don't want to discount your upbringing and your experiences because I know they true, bro. I know you well enough. But my thing is, bro, the things that we encounter, Asian folks encounter the same thing. White folks encounter similar things as far as going through strife and arguments and things like that. Every other culture, Hispanic, this, that, and the third, but every other culture is leapfrogging us. You know what I'm saying? Like they're leapfrogging us, and they value nuclear homes more than us. This is
and I think we're saying different things. I'm not saying I don't value a nuclear home, but I'm not going to say that if it's a toxic environment, that it's going to be a better output than a single parent household is what I'm saying.
Well, if you look at it anecdotally, then sure. But I'm talking big picture. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking this one house that maybe it should work out or this one block of houses. I'm talking about millions of homes across the country. You know what I'm saying? If we talking millions of homes across it's just like college. You know what I'm saying? Like, granted, you don't have to go to college to be successful.
Right.
But you're probably going to be more successful than a person who just has a high school diploma. And that's a statistical fact.
We'll talk on that another time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's not even debatable. People with degrees make more money than people with diplomas. Like, this is part of the census, man. I mean, unless people are lying on the census.
Bro, it's debatable.
I don't see how you can debate facts, bro. Like,
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I don't debate my eyes, bro. Like I see it.
So how many people do you know, Rod? Do you know 400 million people? Because that's how many Americans there are.
But I'm telling you, like even a sample size of like just take my job for example, bro. Like there's people in my job that are making a good grip more than people that have college degrees right now. And granted, look, I have a college degree. Like I get that. But I can tell you my college degree did not correlate to me getting the job that I have. And it actually, I don't need a college degree to do the job that I have. And I do all right. You know what I mean? A lot of people in that industry do all right. But we'll talk about it on a different one. I know we're running out of time because...
how many fast food restaurants did you pass on the way to work? How many gas stations?
I don't eat that shit, bro. I don't eat that shit. So I don't eat that shit.
My point is, who works there? People without degrees. That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand your job and this, that, and the third, but bro, it's bigger than your workplace. The reason I brought that up is because certainly, now we don't exactly know, but I'm pretty sure that the majority of the people that work in those places I mentioned do not have college degrees. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm, just per capita. So that's what I'm saying. Like, granted, I'm sure that at your workplace, everything that you said is 100% factual, but that's one workplace compared to, again, however many restaurants, gas stations, janitorial service, all the different services and jobs and businesses you pass to get to work of folks who are working that just have a diploma, a high school diploma, and they're not getting ahead, man. You know, but I feel you though.
I'll let you eat, bro. I'll let you have that.
I'm a C, man. Well,
Oh,
the people won't get that. The people won't get that.
Yeah.
Y'all know what it is. My answer was a hard C on that.
Yeah.
you know.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
So I'm gonna leave it with two more things. Ed, you're co-parenting, you're running your businesses. What would you tell someone who's going in that same lane as you, or walking that same path, or dealing with a certain situation that you dealt with?
You mean business wise or parenting or both?
Both.
Like
Both.
I would definitely say, keep your head up. You know, keep pushing. Find something that motivates you besides your kid or whatever. Find something else that may be like a secondary motivation for you.
Mhm.
And don't let nobody tell you that you can't do it. I do want to say real quick, when I started the Charming Spot, the prices that I charge, people's like, what? That's too much. Don't charge that. But when I got started, y'all, I had people from all over literally asking me to make them bracelets and mail them. So just know that it's going to be somebody who's going to pay your price. So whether your family don't support you or maybe your close friends, keep promoting yourself, keep trying to find different outlets, market as much as you can, and you'll start seeing the results. But don't give up. Don't give up
Yes,
for
ma'am.
nothing.
Where can we find your products?
So I am on Facebook and Instagram under The Charming Spot. My picture is going to be some bracelets with some charms on it, so you'll know it's me. But yeah, and I want to let y'all know it's quick turnaround. Normally I try to get my stuff out within 24 to 48 hours.
Okay.
Shipping is free, so whatever the
Ooh.
price is, that includes the shipping. So yeah, as my slogan says, let me charm you.
All day, and of course
Charming.
we're gonna share the links. We're gonna share the links and everything in the pages on our page,
Yes.
throughout this week. And so thank you for joining us, chopping it up with us, giving us your insight. And
Appreciate you, Ebony.
yeah, salute to
Definitely
you,
Listen, thanks
Queen.
appreciate
for
you.
having me.
Salute to you,
Thanks
Queen,
for
on
having me.
this month and every day. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you for the invite.
DC, you got a tip for us, bro?
Tip of the day. When a man tells you about himself.
Oh God.
Sorry, couldn't hold that one in.
That's a good tip, DC. That's a good tip. I'm gonna tell you, because if you don't want, I'm gonna tell people, if you don't want to be in a single parent home, what DC is saying, listen to him. What he shows you is him. So listen up.
Yeah. When a man tells you about himself, believe him, ladies.
Oh God.
Hey, with that being said, Rod, man, I'm gonna let you take us home, big dog.
It is not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not.
Powerful.
That's a bar.
That spoke
That's a
to
bar.
everything. What Ebony just said, don't give up. DC said, hey, we gonna tell you what it is. Believe that's what it is.
That's a
Yeah.
good one.
You know?
I'll say this. I refuse. I said this before and I'll say it again. I refuse to follow Rod's quotes. Never. Bruh. Never.
Yeah, man. We're gonna let you end the shows with the tips, man, because Rod just had some impactful quotes that it don't linger with you just for the day. It'll stay with you for some months, maybe some years.
Oh yeah.
So that's just what that is, man. But you already know, man. On that note, cue the music.